Max Verstappen publicly committed to Red Bull for 2026. Toto Wolff announced George Russell's contract renewal. Case closed, right? Wrong. Because just days after these announcements, paparazzi cameras captured something that has the entire F1 paddock questioning everything they thought they knew about the 2027 driver market. The images are unmistakable. Max Verstappen, wearing nothing but a towel, relaxing on Toto Wolff's private yacht in Sardinia. The same Toto Wolff who admitted he had to talk to Max first before committing to Russell. The timing isn't just suspicious, it's calculated. And what we discovered about this meeting could reshape the entire future of Formula One. Let's start with what we know for certain. According to Autoprint, the Italian media outlet that first reported this story, the yacht belongs to Toto Wolff, making Max his personal guest in Calidvalp, Sardinia. The photos show them having what appears to be a relaxed conversation, laughs, exchanged, completely at ease with each other. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't their first yacht meeting. These two have been spotted together before. During the height of the Mercedes-Verstappen rumors earlier this year, the pattern is undeniable. Every time there's uncertainty about Max's future, Toto Wolff somehow finds a way to get him on a boat. The timing of this latest meeting is what makes it truly significant. Verstappen's contract with Red Bull runs until 2028, but sources close to the situation believe his management team has secured exit clauses that would allow him to leave after 2026 if Red Bull's competitiveness drops. And right now, the reports coming from sources close to Red Bull's powertrain unit are far from optimistic. But the most revealing part of this story isn't what happened on the yacht. It's what Toto Wolff said immediately before this meeting took place. When questioned about Russell's contract renewal, Wolff seemed to provide a straightforward explanation. As he told the media, Russell will be renewed soon. I always said I was happy with my team with Russell and Antonelli, but suddenly Max's future became uncertain, and so we talked to him too. He continued, I was always very clear with George. 90% would have stayed with us, but I also needed to talk with Verstappen. Now the situation has been clarified and everything can return to normal. Case closed, right? Wolff talked to Max. Max chose Red Bull. Russell gets his renewal. Everyone moves on. That's exactly what Mercedes wanted us to believe. But then why? Just days after making this statement, is Max Verstappen lounging on Wolff's yacht in nothing but a towel when pressed about the yacht meeting? Verstappen dismissed the controversy with a simple statement. People can be friends outside of the F1 circuits. Fair enough, but this friendship is raising questions that go far beyond casual socializing. Here's what the evidence actually reveals. Former Haas team principal Gunther Steiner provided crucial insight into Verstappen's strategy, saying, Max's decision to stay with Red Bull, I think it's a strategic decision. Max knows he has the option to leave Red Bull at the end of 2026. That gives him maximum flexibility. Steiner continued, if Red Bull is in a strong position, he'll be in the right place. If not, he'll see who's up front and be able to change teams. If Mercedes shows good form from 2026 onwards, Max will get a multi-year contract there. A move now in a long-term contract would be riskier. This explains everything. Verstappen didn't just commit to Red Bull for 2026, he specifically avoided committing beyond that point. According to Autoprint's analysis, Max has renewed his commitment to Red Bull for 2026. But it's hard to believe Wolff has given up on his plan to bring the Dutch driver to Mercedes. Just as it's easy to imagine Verstappen is keeping several options open for 2027. The yacht meeting isn't about 2026, it's about laying the groundwork for 2027. And there's a very specific reason why this conversation is happening now. Because what we're about to reveal about Red Bull's 2026 preparations will explain why Toto Wolff is so confident he can still get his man. Red Bull's situation is more precarious than they're letting on. They've just fired Adrian Newey, their design genius of 20 years, right before entering a completely new regulation cycle. As Autoprint notes, they might be behind with Audi as they're considered to be rookies in this area when it comes to developing their own power unit. The technical leadership under their current structure has shown they struggle to turn things around when development goes wrong. If we've learned anything from 2025, it's that the current technical team isn't capable of recovering from fundamental mistakes. Max Verstappen knows this perfectly well. But here's where Toto Wolff's long-term thinking becomes clear. The Brackley-based SQUAD has been known for their engine dominance for years. Many experts already expect Mercedes to be at the top of the new regulations, along with Ferrari. With Aston Martin as the dark horse due to the Honda factor, Wolff's yacht conversations with Verstappen aren't just social calls, they're strategic intelligence gathering. He needs to understand exactly what it would take to secure Verstappen's signature for 2027. And more importantly, he needs Max to understand that Mercedes will be ready when Red Bull inevitably stumbles. The Russell situation adds another layer of complexity. Why would Wolff publicly commit to Russell if he's still actively pursuing Verstappen? Because he needs Russell as insurance while keeping his 2027 options open. But as the analysis suggests, it's easy to imagine Verstappen is keeping several options open for 2027. But there's one aspect of this story that reveals just how serious Wolff is about landing Verstappen, and it involves the highest levels of Mercedes management. According to sources, Toto Wolff has the full support of Ola Kalinius, the CEO of Mercedes, to pursue Verstappen's signature no matter what it takes. This isn't just team politics, this is corporate strategy at the highest level. But this creates a fundamental conflict with Mercedes' philosophy. They've invested years developing Russell from his Williams days and have Antonelli coming through their junior program. How do you abandon that approach just to sign a driver who might not even race beyond age 35? The regulatory change is coming in 2030 at another dimension. If Mercedes builds a dominant car in 2026 to 2027, do they really need Verstappen? Or would it be better to stick with their homegrown talents and maintain their development philosophy? Russell understands his position perfectly. He knows he'll race in 2026, but 2027 remains uncertain. Even if he wins a championship, there's no guarantee he'll be Wolff's first choice. If Verstappen becomes available, the yacht meetings continue, because both sides need each other, but on their own terms. Verstappen needs assurance that Mercedes will be competitive when he's ready to leave Red Bull. Wolff needs to understand exactly what it will take to secure the four-time world champion's signature. The 2026 season will answer the fundamental question: can Red Bull remain competitive with their new power unit and technical structure? If the answer is no, those yacht conversations between Verstappen and Wolff will suddenly become very relevant. Max Verstappen holds all the cards, but Toto Wolff is playing a longer game. The yacht meetings aren't about friendship, they're about positioning for the moment when Red Bull's competitiveness inevitably drops. The question isn't whether Verstappen will eventually drive for Mercedes. It's whether George Russell will still have a seat when that moment arrives. Based on what we've seen on that yacht in Sardinia, Toto Wolff is already planning for that possibility. What do you think? Is Wolff right to keep pursuing Verstappen? Or should Mercedes commit fully to their current driver lineup? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more F1 Insider analysis.